Greetings and salutations, this is Rick Copple. Welcome to another episode of Not Only Screw Guy. Today we're going to look at Manjaro Budgie. Check out the desktop. Let's go right to it and get looking at it. What you should see now is my screen Manjaro Budgie. Got a little bungee bird up there. I don't think that's what the parakeets look like, but in Australia, Budgie. No, no, I tend to say bungee, not budgie, but it's really budgie, B-U-D, no N in there. Yeah, it's a bird in Australia, named after a bird, desktop. Put together originally by Solis original desktop. And obviously made for Solis, but other places use it as well. Places like Manjaro. I know Ubuntu has a Budgie desktop version. We've looked at the Budgie desktop one other time when we were looking through the what did we look through? Oh yeah, Budgie versus Deepin. They also have a Deepin Desktop which we'll take a peek at next time. Put a link down in the description to the video of my Deepin versus Budgie in case anybody wants to check that out. Anyway, Budgie desktops are taking a more general look at Budgie, I guess, on this case. So yeah, you got up here, you got your Firefox files and launch terminal. Now, notice that Budgie is basically a fork or a version of Gnome Desktop, I believe. At least that's what it looks like to me. Uses files, it uses Nautilus files. And see here, this standard file is 40.2. So it's Nautilus, I believe. And also you got your GNOME terminal. So you have your GNOME terminal there, GNOME 40. Yeah, so it's all GNOME stuff here, pretty much. And so you also notice in this menu here, this is not a bad menu. The only thing I don't like about this menu, from my perspective, I gotta click on a bunch of stuff. So they go to different ones, I go here. And I guess down here in System Tools, you'll see Student. The only thing I don't really care for Budgie about this is that they seem to divide the desktop settings. Found right there. Over here you can find you don't have one central location I can find that has everything in it. Other. Yeah, they have all these Manjaro Setting Manager, which is desktop settings. Yeah, you can set your user account, your local setting, language package. You can select your kernel here, time and date there. And it's got hardware down there, looks like. Keyboard, hardware configuration. So you got all your Manjaro setting down in this section of the screen, which is kind of interesting. But then it's not the only settings you have on this puppy. And I don't wonder why it's all stuck in other either. Kind of weird. So out of the box, this is what you get. Now, under other, you also have login Windows settings, admin software, and their settings. Their general GNOME settings, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, network, Bluetooth, basic GNOME settings. Then you go down here and look down here. About. Last name, Manjaro Budgie. 3.8 gigabytes of memory, which is what I put on this machine here. 30 gigabytes of capacity on the hard drive. Didn't use that much, but Gnome bit, 64-bit. Gnome version is 40.1. X11 Windows system. Virtualization and software updates. So there if you want to. Yeah, so it's basic standard GNOME stuff here, I think. Printers, keyboard shortcuts. Now I do have one thing. Each want to check out some of the backgrounds we're at. I have some standard Manjaro backgrounds here. They're pretty good backgrounds overall. There's usually something you find from anybody selected here. There's one I've used frequently. I wanted this one to go to the beach all the time. You want to go beach shopping. Alright, so that's pretty, isn't it? Yeah, I'm using a big open field there. It's nice against the dark background, obviously, of the backdrop here. I don't see a lot of it yet. So let's go up here and check out HTOP. I don't generally HTOP isn't pre-installed, but I may have installed already. I think I did. Yeah, I think I pre-installed this. Because usually Manjaro doesn't pre-install HTOP. But so I think I already had this installed anyway. Yeah, it's operating 718 megabytes out of 4 gigs of memory. Which isn't too bad for a Gnome desktop. It actually kind of scales it down from standard Gnome. Gnome, as you recall, used about 1.3 gigs of data out of 4 gigs. And we'll see what the Gnome does here when we get to that. I think it's in one of the official versions, remember right? Gnome, XFC, and KDE Plasma. Official editions of Manjaro, which we'll take a look at after we finish the Deepin one next time. At any rate, yeah, 718 megabytes isn't too bad. So we'll see what happens. Now, if it's anything like Cinnamon, this little number will expand when you get to bigger, like if you install it on 12 gigabyte memory computer, it'll go up to 1.3 or so. That's about what Cinnamon's was on this too, I think, if I remember correctly. One that usually installs long-term support kernel on here. Yeah, 5.10.42. Manjaro kernel. So, yeah. And you have your powers thing. Now it has a search bar function. You can't just like you can go to settings. Like that. That's where we were. And you go right here to power. And you turn that off to never if you don't want your screen to blank out on you while you're working on it. Or you can set it to whatever you want there. So now it has a setting. Now you do a search on, let's see, Manjaro settings. We have Budgie Desktop settings right down there. That's a Budgie Desktop setting, basically. You set appearance, window decorations and controls, widgets, not to see, icons. You can tell what icons you want to use there, cursors. Notification position, that's where you want the notification, where you want it top right, left right, bottom, center, whatever. I don't know what all option it has there. Now, bottom left, bottom right, top left, top right. No, that's I can't read what it says yet. Most people just have it on the top right. Anyway, it's got a dark theme, it's where you turn it on and off. That's a light theme. And the dark theme. Comes in dark theme included on by default. Got built-in theme. And it's like built-in theme must be dark because it didn't change anything when I clicked on it. Animations controls whether Windows use animations or not. The standard movements. Let's see. So yeah, style desktop. Show what icons you want on it. Whether you want any icons on the desktop at all, or whether you want to show your mounts on the desktop, active mounts, home directory, trash, click policy, single and double icon size, so on and so forth. Number of virtual desktops, you can set that here. Got fonts, Raven, which I believe is as you do some things to the media type things in your windows. Now your auto start applications are down here. You can put your auto start apps in here if you have anything you want to auto start. Now the settings also has the settings also has keyboard shortcuts. It's your standard GNOME thing, but they don't have it so organized as GNOME currently does, I think. Have all this. So you can turn on things. One of the things I don't care for this, they have the launchers here. Don't have anything long terminal. You basically have to set that as a custom shortcut key if you want to have it to lock terminal. So if I wanted to lock terminal, I don't have any key to do it. Nothing would work on it. I press Control Alt T, nothing happens. Press Super key enter, nothing happens. Press Super key T, nothing happens. I have to put a T up there. So what I have to do is you have to go down here, bottom of this, and click on this plus sign. Allow you to set terminal. And type and GNOME terminal. Now you set a shortcut. And so I would probably use super return key for my shortcut, but you can use the traditional Control Alt T or Super T or whatever you want to put in there. It's all up to you. Now we add that. Now if I hit that, it brings up the terminal. Ta-da! Yay! I think it's just standard Alt F4. It's set in there for that. Now we have I figured out an updated system. You could have done it through here. This way. I didn't update the system yet, so that's probably part of the problem of why it had a crash, I suppose, because after this it seemed to operate just fine. Anyway, system's up to date now. I've updated it, and it seems to work fine. Let's install some, see if it works as you expected. Let's keep I normally do that, so we click this. The way she rose, huh? Fly. Take that, let's come on. And what's my password? And away she goes, synchronizing packet databases. Hopefully installing things accurately. Okay, two downloads, okay, so it's gonna ask me again, do I want to do this? Yes. Then install it. Installing Inkscape, I don't know how long it's gonna take, so I may cut out here, but apparently appears to be installing it. So far it's working alright. The thing I like about Manjaro updates on the terminal is that you can see what's going on, when you're downloading stuff, things like that, and you can see if it has errors or problems, it'll pop them out real quick, that kind of thing. Anyway, it's installed Inkscape on here. Shall we test it out and see if it works like it is expected? But it should be if they did it right, it should be in here. Inkscape. Let's go to others, see if it's another. Oh, Inkscape graphics, that would be. There it is. Notice say graphics separate from sound and video. This confused me a bit. That would be the proper place for it. Anyway. There you go, classical. Let's go and have a chat about it, alrighty? Alright, so what did we think about Budgie? I think it's pretty good desktop system. I could live with it if I had to, but it's not my favorite desktop system. It's pretty good. It's got settings and you can modify it somewhat. I think there's probably better desktop systems out there, but it's not bad for what it is, and it's pretty decent. And the idea behind it, I know, is simple. It gets work done. I don't like though that the settings are divided up in things. Also, I think Manjaro had a little glitch in the categorization of icons. So a lot of system settings are in other instead of in the system settings area, system area. So yeah, that's part of the issue. So you're wondering why they put those there for. Good intend to, but that's what they end up doing by categorizing what they did. Apparently, so somebody misspelled system or utility or whatever the term is that they have in the settings. It's looking for it to put in the right place. Others kind of the default category when none of the others apply. It'll stick in other usually. That's why it's why you have others there and why all those are stacked up in there. If you went and added each desktop file, change the term and that kind of thing to figure it out. Anyway, that's how that goes, and that's where we go. And there you go, Budgie. Yeah, some people may really like it a lot. And that's great. It's not a bad desktop environment by any means, because most of them aren't. But not my favorite, I guess you say. Yeah, neither here nor there. If you like this video though, and you want to see more videos like this, do hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to get emails about when new videos pop out. So I do them kind of randomly, about once a week, but sometimes a little bit more. So it just depends. I don't have a set day that these appear out on, so that helps you know when they're available. And also have down in the description, down below my signature, a link to my PayPal page you can donate to if you wish. And see you in the next video. Until then, may the Linux Force be with you. Bye.